XOXO, Gossip Girl. Pose. Good morrow and merry meet. My name is Audra and you're in for a treat. All right, so here we are with part 3, for real this time, of my palette collection. And I'm gonna try to get through as many of them as I possibly can. Because I feel like I'm like, I don't want y'all to sit here. Like, as you can see, I have more palettes than even I thought I had. So like, all right, to get started, I'm going to just start from here, from this space here. I left things out so I would know. Well, actually, I didn't. I tried to leave things out so I would know where I left off. I was wrong. So we're going to talk about 2 Adept palettes that came out this year, and they are fantastic. First, we're going to have Plain Jane, and then we're also going to have Ninhydrin. These palettes give. Listen, the fact that I can make an all shimmer look, and like, honestly, if it weren't for my, and I've said this before, if it weren't for my friend Emily, I really would not have given credence to trying all shimmer looks. I thought that somehow I would look like hot trash, but I have an all shimmer look on right now, and I don't look like hot trash. Don't listen. Anyway, I don't look like hot trash, and this palette just really gives its all. Like, it's just beautiful inside and out, all around, gives me all the joy, gives me all the feels, you know, makes my nether regions joyful, and they're just so pretty. Like, this is one of the most beautiful formulas I've ever seen. Howsomever, Ninhydrin definitely gives Plain Jane a run for the money. For those of us who want a matte, they have some in there, you know? And if you want to trade these out for different ones, go for it. You know what I mean? I do have Kodan coming in the mail at some point soon, and I'm really excited to have that in my hot little hands. But like, these shades are just so pretty, and it's like so nice to play with. Keep in mind, the formula is very soft. I did very light touches on all of these because I always worry because I'm like, they're not coming back. I don't want to fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? But like, just gives so much like love and joy. Like, this really is, Teresa would say, makes my makeup dick hard. Like, these 2 palettes just give me, so. And honestly, they are 2 of the best palettes this year. All right, so next up, we're going to go into the land of colored rain. I have the Smoke Show and the Beauty Rust. I've had these for a little bit. I haven't used them as much as I'd like to, but again, I'm working on, when I do some of my commentary videos, of going into palettes I haven't used in a while so that y'all can see how those look, and everything is almost always in the description box so that you can see like which palette I'm using. So the Beauty Rust is a lovely little 6-pan palette. I really like this because it's very concise, and you can do a very bold look with, especially with the shimmer, because let me just show y'all, like, the shimmer didn't come to play. It's called Dream, and then you can make a smoked out look or whatever you want to do, but it doesn't feel like it's boring. Like, I feel like they did a lot with 6 shades. Here is that shade for you. And I feel like they did a lot with 6 shades. In both of these palettes, I feel like they did a lot. They gave you a lot for it. So you have Smoke Show as well, which is gonna be more of like this like kind of swampy good time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. And I actually really like both of these because they're just very relaxed 6-pan palettes for those of us who just, you know, want like a quick, easy, like bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I love small palettes for that because it just makes it very easy for you to get your ass out the door or to a live stream, whichever one comes first. All right, so this palette was declared to me. I have not even touched it yet. It's the Profusion Sapphires, and I need to touch it. Like, I don't even know what to tell y'all about it because I honestly haven't used it. But it's very pretty, and I haven't played with it, and I kind of want to because of this shade in particular. This is called Atlantis, and I really want to play with this because if y'all don't know, I love blue. Turquoise is my favorite color. Oh gosh, yes, I need to play with this so bad because like that color just evoked feelings inside of me. Next up, we're going to talk about the ABH Jackie Aina collaboration palette. Listen, under zero circumstances am I ever letting this palette go. I really don't care. You can clown me if you want to. But this is one of my favorite palettes from a big brand. And the reason I say that is because First of all, it was so hard early in the game to find a palette made for those of us with deeper skin tones that was gonna give us the depths and dimension of the white YouTube girlies. Like it's just very nice to have this in my collection. I love playing with this whenever I have an opportunity to. I haven't had an opportunity to in a little while, but again, like I said, a lot of my Get Ready With Me's moving forward are going to start having all of this shit in it. So, you know, you'll see all this. But I just feel like there's so many shades in here, like Lituation, gorgeous, Dwellas, beautiful. Like, it just feel like I'm living in a world where like these shades are just so pretty and just complimentary for deep skin. You know, like they're just doing a lot for like deep skin, making me happy. The formula is quite nice. You are gonna have some kick up with the powder, but like with the matte shades, but like I don't care. Like kick up, it's really not a thing for me, and I understand for people who it is, but it just isn't, because I tend to do my eyes first and then my face, because I just don't, I guess to me, I just look at it and I'm like, why would I do it any other way? So next up we have one of these like super OG palettes that I've had for a very long time, which is the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries palette. Like I just can't get rid of this because I feel like it does a wonderful job with me being able to like use any one of these mattes at any point in time to go with one of my shimmer looks. If I want a matte, I am really weird about like being able to have like one small fully matte palette. I love it when a brand makes these, and this formula for me is pretty easy to use. I think it does vary though from like palette to palette on how good the formula is. I've seen some folks talk about it. I even remember a way long time ago, Karen Harris had gotten all of these, I believe, and some were better than others. It was very weird. So like, I think that when you're looking at these palettes, like I like this because it's a perfect, I love berries. I love to like, when I'm doing my natural bitch shit, I like to have berries, and I love having a good matte black, period. If you've seen my other ones, you know I've talked about that in relation to my Drench palettes. Next up, we have another palette that was decluttered to me. I haven't even used it yet. I don't know if I will. I look at it and I'm just like, maybe, maybe not, maybe not. Because it's very like, I don't feel like this is me at all. But I'm gonna try it one time and see if maybe I'm just being a snot. I could be being a snot, you know what I mean? But like, I think that I want to play with it at least one time before I like am an asshole about it, but I don't think it's gonna be my cup of tea. I'm probably gonna make glitter freckles, like a plain Jane look with, not that plain Jane, but like me being plain and boring, and then have glitter freckles, because why not? Next up, I need to let this palette go. It's done. It's over, okay? I have kept this for so long. It's Sosu by CLE Makeup, and it's the Bare and Bougie. I swear I keep this palette and I don't know why. And I think it's because it has a pretty yellow in there, but I have like the Lemonade palette. I have so many other palettes that I can do fun things with, and I just don't need this in my collection is the thing. But you know what? We're gonna use it one more time. I feel like uno más tiempo. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're gonna declutter it. We're letting it go. Bye. Bye. It was nice knowing you. It was a fun palette. It was actually a very nice formula, but like I never consider reaching for it when I'm looking for those shades. I really don't. Like when I'm looking at it right now, the pinks, I know I grab my Juvia's Place palettes for that. I will grab my Dose of Colors Blushing Berries. I grab my single shades. Like, yeah, all of these shades in here, I don't need this palette because I don't come here for that. Next up, we have the Oma Beauty Black Magic Carnival palette. See, and this one has a lot of those shades that I was talking about. So I feel like this is very nice, but I've only used it a couple of times. I feel like the formula is like okay, and I wish that they had stepped it up just a few more notches, because I think that they could really do something fantastic with it. I think the shimmers are great. It's the mattes that aren't really giving. So I'm hoping that they kind of come through. Like the shimmers are nice. Like it's the last three here, the last three. The shimmers are quite nice, but I feel like the mattes need some work. So I'm gonna play with this again and make a determination on whether or not I'm gonna keep it. I would definitely, like, you know, obviously it's a black owned brand, so I feel very like pulled towards it, but I also really, that's not gonna stop me from really being like, oh, I wish that the matte formula was giving just a smidgen more than it was giving. But we're gonna see if I remember that correctly. This is the Baby Bat Cosmetics Summer Goth Palette. First of all, you've probably seen this. I've done my bops and flops at this point in time. This was a bop. I really like this palette. It's so fun. The design on the outside, gorgeous. I just think that this is a really fun, easy, again, a small, easy palette for anyone. Anyone can play with this. It is summer goth. It gives very much summer goth vibes, and I live for it. I live for it. All right. This is just like, the formula is going to be drier though. I'm not like, I will definitely tell you that. You are going to have a drier formula with the shimmers. You may hit some hard pan before you want to, because I can tell that I'm kind of hitting it at a couple shades, but I just kind of swirled it around and then I'm good to go. This is just one of the shades. I love this like turquoise shade, but it is a drier formula, and it's gonna be a little bit more glittery than some shimmers, but that's okay. That's okay with me, dog. Let me wash my hands and we'll be baked. All right, so next up we're going to go into my Kaleidos collection at this point, because it's a lot, okay? So, first up, we're going to talk about what's on my eyes right now. And we are going to talk about the Futurism 3 Astro Pink. I love these palettes. I know that people are not necessarily fans of, like, I love these kind of small palettes. I literally used four shades to make this look. I obviously never touch these over here because like that's not really my cuppa, but I use these first 4 shades to make this look. And that's the thing that I like about this, is because of the mattes in here, you can change the dimensions of this shade. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're called because they had like these little inserts, and I threw those away. That's who I am as a person. I can't keep the clutter. Every time I open it and falls out, I'm like, but I love like these cute, concise color stories. I kind of want, like, I love this kind of palette because, again, y'all know me. I love a small palette. I don't really need for it to be too big. You know what I mean? I don't need it to be like doing too much for me. Next up, we have the Futurism one, the Sci-Fi Green. I think I played with this uno más, or no, uno tiempo. I played with this uno tiempo. See? Okay. So every time I speak Spanish, though, I'm going to get like these recommendations. And I'm not even good at speaking Spanish, but I'm going to start getting recommendations for all channels that speak in Spanish, which is funny to me. But and so will you if you're watching this. But yeah, I love this. Again, this is one where I can use every shade and enjoy it. I can't wait to play with this one for a Get Ready With Me. I just love these like little palettes, and I love the swampy green. Like, oh, it just like, Okay, that was disgusting, but here we are. And the formula for all of these, really nice, top tier, one of my favorite formulas so far, because it works. It looks good. I have deep skin. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So here we are again with another one. This one is going to be the Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise, which I don't think this one is around anymore. I can't remember which one isn't. I'll put it down below which one isn't around, but look at how pretty. Like, and I think the thing that I really liked about these is that they seem really well thought out for being such small, like 6-pan palettes, and they don't repeat. Like, that's the thing that I love here, because if you're looking at the Futurism 4 VR Neon, like, look at that. You know, they're not repeating, so like one, you can mix and match all of these if you want to, but even better, like you can just grab one. You could take these on vacation, they're gonna be okay. The last one I have is the Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze. I know some of you are like just losing it that I didn't go in order. I can't, like, leave me alone. That's not how my brain works. I wanted to go first with what was on my eyes and then whatever order it was sitting there. So then you have this one, which is going to be a sexy, sexy bronzy palette. So like, and the thing is, these are great if you are just starting out with makeup and you're trying to like create some really new, fancy, bright, colorful, like impactful looks. These are really helpful for you to kind of figure out how you can increase depth and dimension with just this many, because as soon as you figure that out with these, you're on your way to singles land. And listen, you don't want to go there. It's expensive. All right. So I'm going to grab a few more and then we are done today. today because I'm almost finished with the entire collection. I might see if I can make it through everything. We'll see. We'll see. So first up, we have this little Rare Beauty palette, which I have not even touched it. It was decluttered to me and I ain't even thought about it. And so that should tell me something. I don't want to know what it's trying to tell me right now. I'm not in the mood. Next up, we have the Midas Cosmetics Volume 2. This is an artistry palette. Y'all, I love this little palette. I played with this quite a bit when I first got it. Yes, I am affiliated with Midas, but when I first got this, I could not stop like putting it on my eyes and like doing different things with it. I think I did like 2 looks on one face. Don't let me call it that again, or let me call it that again. I'm gonna start calling it 2 looks, 1 face. But I really love Midas's formula, because I have a few more Midas palettes coming up. I really enjoy Midas's formula. It brings me literally so much joy to play with it and enjoy it. And they're really simple to work with. I feel like they work on everybody. I feel like the tones, there's something there for everybody to play with. I am having trouble with words this morning because it's literally 7:35 a.m. So like, listen. The next 2 I want to talk about are these beautiful pastel palettes. It's their artistry pastels in volume 1 and 1.2. So here we go. I'm going to open up one and then the other. So these are thems. These are thems. So they are a little bit similar to one another, and it's basically the way that I look at it, if you wanted to look at it, is like one is better for more deeper skin tones and one is going to work for, you know, lighter skin tones, but they both work for me. I've played with both of them. And when I tell y'all the little shimmers, which I cannot read them because I think it's Good Vibes in 1.2, and then I think it says Growth in volume 1. Y'all, listen, I have old people eyes. So this is gonna be Growth in the by my knuckles, and then Vibes up higher. These shift, and it is too much. Like, let me see if I can kind of bring it. Yeah, these shift, and there we go. You're getting a little bit of it when I pull it back up. But these 2 shift from like gold to pink and then like green, blue, gold. I live for it. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting a little shifty shade. Y'all be fuck around, I like it. This is the Greed palette from Mira Beauty. Y'all, first of all, I am affiliated. You can, in fact, use my code for percentage off, and also donating to a Pitbull charity that I hold dear to my heart. I just don't really talk about that at all. It makes me uncomfortable. So moving on. I'm a person who gives I move in silence when I do these things. But this is the Greed palette. First of all, the artwork. Let's talk about that for like a second. The artwork is absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Can't live without it. Every shade in here is a bop. I have a very good time. The formula is quite nice. This is their second outing, their second collection, and I feel like they moved leaps and bounds from the first collection, from Bloodline. I just feel like this is so fun and so beautiful. I understand that a lot of people, like with this one, they do not have any pressed glitters. There's another one. I feel like I talked about this previously, but I can't remember if I did, and I don't know where it is in my, no, I did it because it's next. Next up we have the Beijing Baddie, which is a favorite of mine. Now I know people don't love pressed glitters, but I use them for glitter freckles. If you want easy glitter freckles, that's a good place for pressed glitter, you know? Just glitter freckles. You're having a good day. I like this palette. I have such a good time. But again, I feel like there was just such a rise and difference in between like how these were presented and how they came about. I really like this one. It's my favorite. I'm really glad I picked this up, and this was my introduction to Mira Beauty. So I'm happy with both of them, and will be living my best life using them again later. All right, next up we're going into another land of Midas. I have 3 palettes here. I'm gonna have the Unveiled Berry Nudes, I'm gonna have the Unveiled Cool Nudes, and I did that and didn't show it to you. And I'm gonna have the Lemonade. So let's go ahead and start with Berry Nude. Again, formula's gorgeous, lovely 9-pan. If you wanted just like a beautiful berry 9-pan palette, here you go. You can smoke this out, you can make it dramatic, or you can make it basic, boring, beige Becky, and you're gonna be fine. Either way that you wanna take it. That's a good palette that you can take night to day, day to night, however you live your life. I just blew nothing. Then you have, oh gosh, y'all. This one I think I'm gonna go ahead and hand over to my mom because this is gonna be more in her range than me. But this is the Cool Nudes. I'm not a nude person. And this is gonna be super fun for my mom, I think, to play with. This down here is a beautiful black. I just don't think, like, this isn't my jam, my style. Look at me. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and give that to my mom because I think that she will really like that. She's way into that kind of like neutral, like berry, like, my mom is basic, and that's okay. I love her. I love her. She likes the purple, but not too shiny. All right, and finally we have the Lemonade palette. Ooh, I think I'm gonna make it through all my palettes, y'all. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. All right. So this is the Lemonade palette. If you needed a palette full of just like yellow goodness, here you go. I loved this. This is the first palette that I personally purchased from Midas Cosmetics, and I loves it. I haven't used it in a while because, you know, the pandemic just didn't make me feel yellow. But like this one is very fun and I loves it. Okay, it looks like we are in fact gonna make it through all of the palettes after this quick break. All right, so we are back and I have a lot of independent makeup for you. So we have Sugar Drizzle. This is, if you love shimmer, which you know I do, this babe is gonna give it to you. You know, this is very much like X gonna give it to you feelings. Like, I absolutely adore this. I'm so glad I made this purchase because like Sugar Cube, and there's like there's multi-chromes and duochromes. I'm sorry I made those weird noises, but these are so fun. I'm just very lightly bringing them on here. I like to do them pretty light. For some reason, they're the 2 here because I feel that if I do them pretty light, like, and you see like just how much they're doing when I'm just like barely using them, like, babe, let me like rearrange this and this, like, since I've decluttered some things, I feel like it'll go up there now, and it does. All right, next up we have Nobody Come For My Neck, okay? Please leave me and my neck alone. But I have all of these BH palettes because of who I am as a person. I haven't even reviewed these yet. I am not good at like putting up reviews because it stresses me out to like try to do it early so I get the views, so I just do it whenever the hell I want to. So first up we're gonna have Looking Like a Snack, which honestly, I feel like this is so far my favorite one that I have tried because of like, look at it. It's got the pinks in there. I feel it's so fun. Yummy is a good shade that I have been enjoying. It's like this white shade, but like once you get it on, I did it. But once you get it on, it can take on the shade of like whatever you're putting it with. Very lovely because it is like I said, it's gonna be like white, but it takes on the shade. Like you can see, you saw it. Saw a little bit of that pink shift. There's like a little bit of pink in that bad boy. So I really like this. Again, you know me, cohesive, quick 9-pan story, like 9-pan story. It's a quick, cohesive story. It doesn't make me, am I saying story 17 times? Because I feel like I said it too many times. Anyways, it's a very quick and easy palette to play with. You can literally just be like, I'm gonna use these 3 shades, or I'm gonna use these 3 shades, or these 3, or go this way. Like, you can go diagonal. There's so much that you can do very easily, and that's one of the things I like about, and why I picked up so many of these. No judgment, please, and thank you. I also stress shop. Then I got Do Not Disturb, which I have not opened yet, but I am looking forward to playing with because I like this color story. You can still see the plastics on. I left the plastic on purpose so that y'all would know. Also, I leave it on because then that way I know, like, bitch, get on your shit and try things. I got this because of the blues and the purples, because we know blue purple, I'm a fan. Next is Let That Shit Go, which I also haven't played with, but we know why I'm playing with it. We know why I'm playing with it. Is that green? Is that like swampy fun goodness? It is. The formula on these so far is nice on the two that I have tried, because I also tried Optimistic AF, and I love a good orange sunset moment. So I really enjoyed this palette to the fullest extent that I was allowed to enjoy it. So, focus, biatch. There we go. No, sort of. Sort of. It's like trying to like, there we go. It was trying to like focus on random shit. I hope that the clown is hidden from y'all in the background, because I understand that the clown has been frightening for some of you, and I would apologize, but I'm a spooky bitch, so that's a thing. Oop, that's not where those are gonna make it. Next up, we have the Terra Moon's El Barrio palette. Like one of my most watched reels on Instagram features this palette. I adore it. I feel but I really like it. I like the color story. It's like beautiful and like has a little bit of that grungy feel, but it also very much feels like the cover. It very much feels like, it kind of made me feel like I was like back in LA. So I guess that was the intent, but obviously it did make me feel like I was back in LA when you could actually see people who have like done beautiful murals on the wall. There are places in Dallas that do this, but Dallas is a weird place. All right, last up, the last three palettes. I say this, but I feel like there's probably more palettes that I have not been able to discuss for one reason or another, because they're probably hidden somewhere, and we're moving past that. We're moving on. We'll do this again next year and see what's changed, you know? I think next year I'll try to like share with you only the things that's changed. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, last up we have Lois Cosmetics. Y'all, when I tell you I was stunned, I've only gotten to play with this one time and I'm sad. Like, I need to play with this again because this palette is gorgeous. If you want a bigger, like, listen, I love like rosy tones. If you haven't figured that out by now by looking at some of the palettes that like I first ever purchased, and like, you know, the Lime Crime Venus, like I love me a rosy tone because I like my face to look bright, healthy, pink, sunburn, like I just took care of myself. And but I like this. The shimmers are very nice from them. I think that this is a lovely little outing from them, and I think that this is fun. It's like very easy. I will say that Bittersweet is not near the opacity that I would like for a black, but I get it because it's in this more rosy palette here. It tends to have, for me, I feel like it has like a little bit of a grayish feel to it. I know it seems weird. It is very black, but it has like just kind of this off black sensation I haven't quite figured out, but I really still like it. It's a very smooth formula, which is something that I love from them. So I also picked up the Gone Rogue palette because I'm nothing if not, whenever I try a new brand, I haven't told y'all this, but whenever I try a new brand, I typically try to pick up several products from them because I just can't, I don't feel comfortable judging a brand by like one product, right? If I try a new brand, I want to try like their eyeliners. I want to try like whatever it is that they have, like I want to try a few things from them. And I did try their eyeliners. I wasn't a fan of the eyeliners, but I am a fan of their palettes. Like this one is just a beautiful, fun, easy to work with rainbow palette. It is going to have Gone Rogue in it, which is a pressed glitter. Again, I use pressed glitters for glitter freckles. So I'm going to show you Gone Rogue here. But also like, yeah, there it is. Just like kind of glittering a little bit. That's what I use them for if you're ever pressed on trying to figure out what you want to use them for. But I really like this. I love Outside the Box, which is this beautiful green shade. And they're so soft and easy to work with. I love the formulas here. Like, look at that. Like it's a beautiful lime green and it's so pretty. So I was really excited to pick this up. And finally, the last palette is also from Lois Cosmetics, because I told you we were gonna finish out strong. I didn't, but I'm telling you now. Is the Meet Me in the Underworld eyeshadow palette, which y'all, this gave more than I was expecting it to give. I adore this palette. I have used it before, and a lot of these palettes I've used before, but like for whatever reason I scrapped the video, so like the look might be up, but I did it. I was like, I hate this video. I hate everything about it. Throw it in the trash. But and theoretically, you could have like one, you know, 8-pan here and then an 8-pan here. That's how I like, if you want to look at it that way, if you want to work it that way. But mostly down here you have your mattes, and then up here you have your shimmers. I do kind of wish that it wasn't arranged like that, but you know what? It's not my palette. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not in the business. So I just like again, we're gonna play with the green one and I'm gonna play with Poetry. We're gonna play with 2 of the shimmers. I love the way that the shimmers feel on my fingers. I'm so sorry. It gives me like such a good feeling, but this is them on my fingers. And I was very surprised to enjoy the formula the way that I did. And it's just like, I didn't do a good job of swatching this time because I was using not my good hand.
Help! Here. Oh, take my hand. Ah, come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand. No.
Anyway, I really enjoyed the shimmers. I like the way that the formula feels. I feel like this was ambitious and fun. I feel like it's very, like it's a larger palette, which I can deal with this size. I really don't like anything bigger than this, but like this is pushing it for me. But I really like this formula. Like again, I feel like the black has just, there's something weird and magical about this, but I think it's because it's dense. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. This is a very dense black, and both of the palettes that I have with a black in it. Here's what I'm gonna tell you, be careful, babes, because it is, I'm just gonna kind of pull it right here. See what I'm saying? Don't go in too hard. Don't go in too hard unless you want to. You know what I mean? Unless you want to. But this is going to be a very dense, like, I'm gonna punch you in the face black. And that's it, y'all. We made it. Looks like we made it. I made it through all my palettes, I think. I'm gonna say yes. I picked up things since then, but they're in a different category. This is what I have so far in the collection, 2021 in the books. Thank you. Also, just a random shout out to Venus in Berlin, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the new intro. You know, good morrow, merry meet. All right, that is it. If y'all enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, give it a big thumbs up, so then that way the algorithm goddess can keep pushing me further down into the algorithm so that I can keep doing whatever the fuck I want to. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons and spooky bays, yeah. All right, you all do so much to keep things rolling around here. There's so many things that I just wouldn't have and wouldn't be able to do if it weren't for y'all, including being able to pick up some palettes. It's so fantastic that y'all support me like this, and I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to more movie nights because they're such a good time. All right. And also because of y'all, I am able to keep the bats in the belfry and the spiders firmly ensconced in their webs. Y'all know the drill. It costs $0 to be kind. It's so good for your soul, because if you don't take care of it, I'm sure shit coming for yours. Until next time, XOXO. Gothic girl. I know you. You know me. You know, I do these by height, and then I realize that, like, when I rearrange shit, I don't like the height. Okay, anyways, let her cry. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. I actually look really pretty today, and I feel pretty. It's been a while. Come together right now over me. Good morrow and merry meet. Wait, what did I say? Okay, I forgot that I changed my intro because I'm trying not to have it be so damn long. I love that song. Gary Clark Jr. is the shiznit. Oof, I'm having a bad ADHD. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, beaches. Yes, look at my closet door. Don't look at it. Look at me, I'm a winner. Come together right now over me.